always gotta click all these little things away before you can actually go. Like, all right. Hey, everybody. Happy Monday. And I know Monday isn't happy for everybody, but it can be. Why don't you make your Monday happy instead of like annoying and frustrating? Because I know why. Most of the time, Mondays are annoying and frustrating because we wish we had more time on the weekends to chill, to be with our families, to be with our kids, to be with ourselves, but we gotta go back to work, right? Well, switch up the narrative. Do something on Mondays that actually makes you happy so you can go into a new day feeling more refreshed, more excited, or change the thing that's making you unhappy. But we'll get into that another day. I'm here again, right on time, and I'm making breakfast. It's not breakfast time. Don't come at me. But this is when I usually cook real food. In the morning, it's like teas and juices and little snacks, and then I make a big breakfast right now. That's what I'm doing. Right now, I don't want a big breakfast. I actually just gonna probably I'm gonna do a smoothie. You see the ingredients in the bag, and like a couple eggs for me. I'm making my daughter what she usually eats, which is a pancake and some fruit. Got an apple back there for her. I'll cut up. And yeah, gonna make her pancake. So I'm gonna zoom y'all in down, so you can watch this process, and then we'll get into what we're gonna talk about today, which is me and all my jobs. So let's turn this eye on. So it's heating up. And like I told y'all before, I make a special little blend for my daughter's pancake mix. It's pumpkin seeds, hemp seeds, chia seeds, because those seeds are high in protein, and she doesn't eat meat yet, and she only eats like a milk protein drink, and so this is just another way for her to get more protein, and the seeds have other vitamins in them that she needs. So yeah, it's those seeds in like this organic pancake mix that I use. I just put water in it because when I put milk in it, she doesn't tend to like it as much. But I think she tolerates it, but I know she's definitely gonna drink or definitely eats the pancakes when I use water. So I just use water. Yeah. So once I get done making her pancake, we could dive a little bit more into what I want to talk about today. But before then, I want to talk about one of my new pet peeves. So you guys know I have locks in my hair, and based off of that view I just showed you, I'm pretty sure you can see that I need a retie really bad. I don't retwist my hair. They are tied. So people like the loctician has to use a crochet hook in order to do it or whatever. I like that look better. It looks a lot neater. Do I want to do? I think it's okay. And I used to do it myself, but it started to be overwhelming because I have about 150 locks, and it's a lot. And so I've got it done once by a professional. Keep in mind, I've only had my locks in for it's about to be a year in May. So I've got it done once by a professional. Other times I've done it myself. And I was going to get it done again. But I have my daughter with me now. And not one loctician will accept me with my daughter. So like, when you get your hair done, you can't bring your kids. And I think that is absolutely ridiculous and anti-woman, anti-mom. Because who gets their hair done the most? Women. And so I have to, and who's usually the primary caretaker of their children? Women. And I know my case is a bit, it's not the most common, but it is out there. I know people that don't have a lot of help in taking care of their kids. Like I can't just find somebody to watch my kid for 3 to 4 hours while I get my hair done. And so I'm stuck looking a little rough in around the edges until I'm able to find somebody, pay for somebody to watch her so I can get my hair done. And I think that is absolutely ridiculous. Hair salons should really have like a little kids area for kids to go to. Even if they're a well-off hairstylist and gets like a person to sit there and watch kids, they would, oh my gosh, they would win. Okay, because moms can't always just be by themselves to get their hair done. They need to bring their kids. And it reminds me of back in the day when I was like probably like 6, maybe 5 or 6, and I was with my mom, and we went to a hair salon, and on the door, this was in the 90s, like early 1994, 95, 96, something like that. And on the door, it said, "No kids," in big red, maybe black letters. And I'm like, really? Is that serious? Like, what kid hurt your feelings to make you want to like ostracize a whole demographic of people who is attached to your target audience, i.e. moms? Ooh, this cooking fast. That was cooking fast. Can you see? It has a nice little brown on it though, so that's good. And so that just left an imprint in my brain. Like, oh, my mom. I wonder how she felt that day. Like she had probably planned to get her hair done. That's why we were there. And they up and we're like, oh, nope, can't bring your kid in her. And it's like people don't like kids for who they are. Kids are gonna run around. Kids are excited. Kids have energy. Instead of pushing them away, accept it, embrace it, and utilize your space to accommodate them. Yeah, kids can be annoying. I am the first to say it. But I'm not going to ostracize them from the world just because they have more energy than I do. That makes no sense. And we always are talking about how kids don't know stuff. Well, they can't. We learn by observing, right? I would have loved as a kid to watch my mom get her hair done. I know that's not every kid's dream, but it's a learning experience. It's just having your hair done is a part of the Black experience as a Black woman and as a man. So I don't know. That's just a pet peeve of mine, and it needs to change. All hair salons should have a kid's space within it. And if we work together, we could definitely have a whole kids wing for hair salons with people that watch them and stuff, because hair takes so long. Take what, like, just this takes 3 hours. Braids take 5 to 6 to 8 hours, depending on what you're getting done. All done. Hair takes time. So, and it's like, there are plenty of single mothers out there, plenty of mothers in general that are like stay-at-home moms that would benefit from that kind of service. If it were up to me, if I had all the coin in the world, that would be the first thing that I'd do. Because you need your hair done from the age of 3 and even younger to the age of till you die, till you're gone. Okay? My pet peeve of the day. So, here's our pancake. Let me put a little bit of syrup on it. Well, I don't know if I showed you. We just used this dark organic maple syrup from Whole Foods. Isn't it crazy how the rich people in power have monopolized industries? Like, you got Target or Walmart to get all your like home goods and stuff. You got Whole Foods, Sprouts, which is not everywhere, and like co-ops to get your health foods. And unless you go really, really niche and find like a mom and pop which I'm not familiar with. Um, those are your only options. I've gone to co-ops. They cost more than Whole Foods. Whole Foods is expensive to a lot of people in general, and it kind of is. I've gotten used to the prices. And then Sprouts would have been my go-to, but I don't live near Sprouts anymore. Because, you know, we're trying to, well, they say that we should stop, what is it, patroning, I don't know the word. Stop going to these stores so they can lose money. But houseway, when I've gotten used to these brands, I've gotten used to those stores, and there's nowhere else to go to. So I'm gonna have to go to my Whole Foods. Amazon is not going away. I've gotten accustomed to convenience, and they have all the things that I can't find in the store. I want a quick little sarong. I'm not going to the mall to spend hours going to 5 stores to find a cute little sarong. And even if I do find one, it'll be $50 when I can just go to Amazon. Oh, $15, exactly what I want. Sorry. Business is business. We're surrounded by shitty people within business. Unless you're rich, you have no other choice. So yeah, here's her pancake. Let me cut up this apple. I usually just cut it in half. I think that's what I'm gonna do again. Let me wipe this off. This has like 2 little bruises. I'll cut the bruises off when I cut it in half. So I cut it in half and just have her eat it like that. So she's just, because we don't always have to be cutting things up into small pieces for little kids. Well, she's 3, so she's not that little anymore. There was a time where she just took the whole apple, and once I bit into it, she ate the whole apple. Well, she didn't eat the whole apple, but she liked to just have the whole thing. Kids are capable. Let them do it as long as it's not gonna like hurt them. She can't fit it all in her mouth, so it can't hurt her. So there's a little weird spot there, and then I thought I saw one here, but I don't see it anymore. It's right here, it's right. And I remember my mom would cut things with her in her hand, with just like one hand, doing like potatoes. And I tried to do that once, and she just grabbed it from me because she said I wasn't doing it right. I'm like, well, excuse me, ma'am. I don't got them old school fingers. They just be like, and I'm just like, you saw how I cut that apple, okay? But I'm trying to do it so y'all can see too. So yeah, there's her apple. Maybe I can cut it in. Nope, I'm gonna leave it like that. And then let's give her a vitamin. And then we can move on to my food. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Alright, let's move that over there. Give this to her. Here's your food. There you go. Do you need help? There you go. Alright, now let's move on to my food. I was thinking of using this apple for my smoothie, but I'm not, because then I have to cut the skin off. And I'll just eat it for a snack later. That's fine. So let me put this stuff away. It's still on. Let me put this stuff away, and then we'll get into my smoothie. And I also do want to cook myself some eggs, so I'll just put this out. Alright. So you can see what I'm doing. See what I'm doing down here. Alright, so I got some, actually I should freeze these. I'm not gonna use these yet. I have my cup. I love this cup. This is my smoothie cup with a little straw. I have a Ninja blender, so that's what we're gonna use. What I learned is that do not put these in the dishwasher like a lot of times, because they like expand or something and it's hard to put the top on and off. We'll see. You'll see once I try and take it off. But yeah, we got a mixed berry blend and we got some bananas. So that's enough. I'm gonna talk about my post. So last week on Substack, I posted about the many different jobs I've had. I kind of want y'all to see my face too. Can we do both? Do y'all need this like really like my sink is right there, else I'd push you farther back. Let's see how we can make this work a little better. Maybe a little diagonal motion. Yeah, that's a little better. All right, then I can just show you what I'm doing. So I got bananas. Yeah, so I posted about the many different jobs that I've had. And I've had 30 jobs. And they've all been really good jobs. I can say that I never had to work for fast food, which is cool. I definitely worked retail, but it was very aligned with what I'm interested in because I went to school for interior design and I love home goods and furniture. And let's see, do I want to do more? A little bit more. I started out at the age of 14. That was the first the first job I had was at 14. I'm doing science, math, and engineering for a summer program. I was one of the mentors because I had been a part of the program for 2 years before that. That was a really fun job. It itched the earth science part of my brain, like raising caterpillars and learning about plants. I really enjoyed that. As you can see, I'm making a really big smoothie because I'm not eating anything else but this and some eggs. So yeah, and I really enjoyed that. And as an adult, I got back to the earth science, being really interested in sustainability. I have to put a lot in here. Sustainability is just really, like, simply put, caring about the earth and integrating your life into what the earth already has in place. We are the earth, okay? And we need to act like it a little bit more. And big companies have manipulated and extracted from the earth, causing it to slowly deplete and degrade, and we're trying to get back to where we were. And there's more to that, but I'll leave it at that. So yeah, that was my first job. And I had so many jobs after that. I want you to go check out that video, or check out the post. I also do audio for each post. So if you don't like reading stuff, you can just listen to me read what is already there. Because I know sometimes I enjoy listening to things over reading them. I am also gonna make a video that's a little bit more condensed, talking about how I got certain jobs, like how I got the job working for the government, city government, because it was very interesting. I probably did a little bit more than I had to, so as you can see, I'm twisting this, and I'm afraid that it's not gonna come off easy because of how this plastic cup has expanded. So you'll see. Hopefully I can get it off. That's as much as I'm gonna do. Hopefully it'll click. Not. Alright. Let's you can get a little frontward look. There. Can you see that? Yes, you can. A little bit of water, a little napkin. Move that out the way. What is this? My cup? Anything else in the way? Okay. And yummy. Alright, up. You saw that? You saw that? Oof. Okay. Okay, it was good. Okay, I didn't put it on there too tight, so it came off good. Hello! Nice and yummy. So as you saw, I put strawberries, blackberries, blueberries, bananas. Sometimes I put other stuff, but today I just didn't feel like it. And I forgot, to be honest. Like, I would put chia seeds in here, too. Chia seeds are really nice. So, yeah, let's put this in this cup. Let's see if we can do it all. It's not going to be pretty because it's thick. Ooh. Ooh. Ew. Yes. Nice. This cup also has a top, but I don't need the top. This is cool. Yummy deliciousness. Taste test. Yes, that's what we want. All right, let's put this in the sink real quick. You want to wash those out really quickly, or else it's hard to clean them. Alright, so let's make my eggs and continue on with these jobs. Yes. I would say the funnest job I've ever had, aside from, well, I've had like a really low-key fun job, which was working in the library for kids and like just playing video games with them all summer so they would have something to do so they would stay out of trouble. That was the funnest job. But like the funnest like job where I had to do work was when I worked remote for this neighborhood nonprofit, and then the job was based in Portland, and I got to work remote from Georgia. I really enjoyed that job, not just because I was able to work remote, but because I actually really care about communities and neighborhoods. I don't know where that interest came into play. I remember last week I talked about like my dad and his contribution to my interest in community, but I don't really know like why I really stuck with it. That's just my vibe. I don't know, in a past life was I like a tribal chief, a woman king, possibly. Hey, I wouldn't knock it. Because sometimes I just be so appalled with the world that we live in. Like, how did it come to be this way, and why is it this way when it doesn't have to be this way? But, yeah, back to the job. That was what the focus was. And I got to travel. I went to Portland. I went to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and Minnesota, which is not new for me. Because that's my home roots. But, like, it was just fun to be able to travel to places I had never been. And I got a lot better at marketing, communications, and graphic design. It was just a fun job. It also just gave me the flexibility I needed to be in work environments that I actually thrived in, which was my home. To be honest, I'm learning more and more about what I need to succeed as a Kim, as a neurodivergent person, as a creative, etc., etc. We all know that corporate America is very one note. It's one type of person. It's catered to one type of person, and yet we all need to work, which is weird. So why isn't it catered to everyone? Girl, I don't know. I know some jobs are. I just haven't found those jobs. So I'm just saying, like, that job was nice because it really allowed me to work the way that works best for me. What was one of my harder jobs? I would say jobs have been hard in different ways. So like the hardest job I had, in order to had to like assimilate into was government work, working in an office 5 days a week. Though we had perks, there was a gym with classes, and there was a smoothie bar in there, and there's a cafeteria in the building. That was the hardest to assimilate into office work. I think that was the first time I had ever been in an office too. Cried several times at that job. Ah. But then COVID hit and I was working remote again. We won't get into all of that though, because that's a whole, because what happened remote and all that stuff. That's a whole different story. You can check it out on my channel. I have a 4-part series about it, and it starts with part 1. Something wasn't right. If you're curious. But yeah, that was the hardest, I think, job I had in terms of not the work being hard, but just assimilating into an office environment. The most rewarding job I've ever had was working as I guess I've had 2 rewarding jobs. Working with Habitat for Humanity was pretty rewarding. I loved building houses for people. Though I didn't enjoy the manual labor as much, I enjoyed like doing something for someone else. And I love houses. I'm like obsessed with I'm obsessed with houses. So that was really fun. You're gonna have to get some more eggs. I'm running out. I eat 3 eggs a day because I think I talked about last time the protein and all that stuff. So watch the last week's because I don't want to repeat myself here. Yeah. So working for Habitat for Humanity was really rewarding. Did you know, like, the people, anybody could do Habitat. You just have to be in a certain like income range, but you're essentially building the house that you will have a mortgage on, and it's just a cheaper option to home ownership. And you have to put in the sweat equity, sweat equity, which is so much more rewarding. You know, all like you were able to put in the doors for your house and set the foundation and put up the walls of your own house. Super dope. Super dope. But the second rewarding job I've ever had was working as what I changed the title, graphics program director. And I was able to coach, mentor, guide high school students on how to become professional creatives, professional designers, graphic designers in particular. So we did real world projects like logo design, illustration. That's what we did in like a window cleaning, and we did some bus shelter art. Those are the ones that popped up in my head that we did, and I got to teach them about design principles, how to use graphic design software, and just mentor them through the process. That was really fun to see their growth and teach them about how to do design charrettes, which is just like, not design charrettes, but like pinups. So you pin up their work and they get critiqued on it. And critique sounds horrible. It can be, but no, it's just about how you can continue to grow as a creative. I really enjoyed that job. I probably would have stayed there if I could. But motherhood is not loved by all, and so I had to leave. That's the only thing that I just dislike about jobs, is how, like, I didn't realize how oppressed I was as a woman until I became an adult. I didn't even see myself, like, of course I saw myself as a girl and stuff, but I really had to look at myself as a woman, as an adult, because I was like, are you treating me differently because I'm a woman? Before I even became a mom. Are you underestimating me because I'm a woman? Because I'm a black woman? And then as a mom, and I've only been a mom for 3 years, I've been discriminated against a couple times with jobs for the most part. And I'm like, wow. Wow. How do we hate women so much? Even women hate women. Yep. Women. It's the women for the most part. It's not for the most part. It's my experience have been women not treating me well as a mother too, which is absolutely ridiculous. How did we get here as a society? I don't get it. But yeah, that's all about like intersections of one's identity that I want to talk about soon, probably in the next couple months, because whew, my intersections are crazy. That's the best way I can describe it. But I've learned that it's important to understand what your intersections are, but don't let them hold you back. Don't let them get you mad, depressed, all that stuff for the long run, because it could really mess up your life. We ain't here for that. Let me get a plate. You see, I burnt my eggs a little bit. I'm sorry you couldn't watch me do all of that. I see that it was like slightly off camera. But hopefully you were listening to me talk instead. But yeah, my eggs are done. They're a little brown, but it's okay. Flip! Oh, the other side looks better. I'm gonna flip it back over so you guys can see. I use spinach in my eggs every single day, and I just made a nice little round omelet. Yep. So if you're interested in just taking a peek at my career journey, check out my Substack. It'll be linked in the description. Subscribe to my Substack, because that's where my content begins during the week. And does it end here? I don't. You could kind of say that, but not really. It's just continuation. But I always start the week with posting on there. So yeah, and I try and post on Tuesdays or Thursdays, depending on how I feel. I will also be posting another jobs type of post about the toxic jobs that I've had. So go over there and check that out as well. I'll be posting that probably today. So yeah, and by today I mean, whatever the date this video is, and if you watch this anytime besides the day that it is now, then it'll be up there. So just go check that out. So my breakfast is done. This is what we got. I hope you have a good rest of your Monday. Treat yourself well. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.